Yeah. Nishita, now you can share your screen.
Ankur, I got what I need to check when
Hmm.
one of the users shared the screen, so I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So hope yesterday's session was fruitful. We understand, some terminology about GRC, what GRC exactly is, what is governance, what is risk. We covered risk exactly, what is risk exactly, right? And what is controls. Compliance is nothing. Compliance is applying controls and achieving the compliance. So we learned that, and some details about the policies also, how we can create policies in the system, right? What are the types of policy we have? We learned that, right? So guys, let's today discuss about the governance, right? So what is governance? Can anybody tell me, or let me pronounce the name? Hmm? Sunil, can you let me know what is governance exactly?
Governance is at a broader level, at a company objectives, vision, mission, at a board level.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it is closely with the compliance and stakeholders with the regulatory compliance to comply with the law of the land and also the norms of company to operate its business in a legitimate and legal way without any legal risks and regulatory risks at that layer. It's the
Mm-hmm.
topmost layer of a management.
Yes,
If
right.
you take three lines of defense,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the three lines of defense are at a internal audit level. Then the fourth line of defense will be the board of managers, and fifth can be external audit. So this is above the board of managers,
Mm.
the company, what do you say, promoters, stakeholders. So it operates at that layer.
Right. So in simple language, governance is, you know, setting rules, setting policies, setting culture in the organization, right? Setting roles and responsibilities. So who do these activities? Our higher management, our stakeholders, who are responsible for managing everything in the organization. They set rules, they set policies, they set guidelines, and they set culture in the organization, right? And roles and responsibilities also. And it is our responsibility as an employee to follow that rules and regulations, right? If we are following that, if we following those policies, those rules, those regulations, right, we are compliant. If we are not following that, we are non-compliant, right? So governance and compliance is, you know, works hand to hand. So governance responsibility is governing something. If we are governing something, we are setting some rules and policies, right? And to follow that rules and policies, we have to be compliant, right? Just a second, guys, just a minute. Yes, right, guys. So let me give you example here. So we create some policies in the organization as we discussed yesterday, like information security policy, right? In the information security policy, we have mentioned few things like there should be, in terms of data uh, uh, security, right? If you know about data security, So data is very confidential in every organization. It's very confidential and it should not be altered and it should be available every time. So for data security, our organization has created some sort of rules, right? There should not be any confidential data. We should not transfer here and there, right? There should be no tailgating. If you are entering somewhere, there should be no tailgating. There should be no shoulder surfing, right? There should be no documents, confidential documents. You know, we can put it on our desk or here and there, right? We should properly shred it if it is not required, or if it is highly confidential, we have to put it into the locker safely. And these are the rules and regulations in terms of data security organization has created. Or if it is in the system should be logged properly, or data should be encrypted if it is in the uh, you know in our emails or in our applications or in the transit, right? So we have to safeguard it. So for that, they have our governance body means here our governance body is this our higher management who is responsible for the security. They have drafted these rules and regulation. It's our responsibility as an employee to follow that rules and regulations. Right? If we are not following that, they can impose some actions or some punishments to us. So it's if we are following that, we are compliant. If we are not following that, we are non-compliant, right? Similarly, for those rules and actions or regulations or policies, we have implemented some automatic controls that we have discussed yesterday. If controls are working properly, that it is helping us to implement security, right? It is helping us. Then those are compliant, those controls. If those controls are not effective, right, after implementing it, those are non-compliant. There's a simple thing. So controls could be, as I mentioned, it could be process controls, it could be technical or human beings. We are also controls, right? If you're following something, we are compliant. If you are not following something, we are non-compliant. Right. So governance, you understood, right? Governance is setting rules, policies, culture in the organization, right? And our employees has to follow that. The simple term. Now, let's move to why governance is required, right? Why governance is required? As you have seen in the slide, it is required because you know nowadays everything is going digitally. It every process is digital. We don't need to go in person, or we don't need to write any document from the pen. Everything is digital, right? Every process in the organization. So if you are going digital, we need to govern that process also, that if digital it is, so it should be secured, it should be available, and data should be available, data should be secured, it should not be altered if it is digital as well, right? So that's why governance is required. And the risk also, if we are going digital, there are different risks also associated with it. So if you are working from home, as we all are working from home, right? We are accessing the data or the information from remote. And if you are accessing from the remote, the risk is there that there could be data breach, right? Right. It is possibility. So we must have some controls in place to safeguard that, or governance in place to create some policies and rules and regulations for remote setup, right? You get VDI access, you get VPNs to safeguard that, right? You have some other policies if you are working from home. So these are the present challenges which we are facing, on which governance is required, risk management is required, and compliance is also required. So that's why these challenges are right now impacting the organizations. So similarly in the ServiceNow also, why ServiceNow or Archer or other tool has introduced these modules? Because of these challenges, right? We all are working from home. So we have to first, you know, make the data available for everyone. So in the ServiceNow provide centralized repository for all our policies, for all our documents, for all our risk, for all our other important things. We can centralize the things and we can access from anywhere, and it is secure also because we can access based on the role based control mechanism, right? So that's why these tools are in great demand because we are working from home and everything is going digital, right? So you can see here these are the challenges right now. To cater these challenges, we have introduced this ServiceNow or Archer or Metric Stream or different products, right? So the challenges are this: digital risk, digital transformation, compliance. We have associated multiple vendors also in the organization, right? So if in the nowadays there is a uh, we can see trend in which we transfer our work to the third parties, to the different vendors, right? So if you are linking different vendors, so there is risk associated with it, that the vendors who are associated with us, they must have the good reputation. They must have the information security policy that they can secure our data. Because if we are associating some vendors, they are using our information, our data to work on. So we must safeguard our data. So we check the reputation, risk score, and policies of that vendor also. So that's why in ServiceNow also we have a module, vendor risk management. It is also part of this IRM. We don't put much in the IRM, but this vendor risk management is also a module where we can manage all the vendors. We can manage all the risk related to the vendors. That we call vendor risk management, right? Another things, pandemics now it is not relevant, but due to pandemics also, challenges get increased. That's why people are going towards these tools. Reputational risk, that's very important. Disengaged employees means the employees which are sitting remote, so we need to check that. And tool system processes, there are multiple tools we are using, right? Every project, every process has their own tools. There are challenges, or there must be some risk associated with those tools also. So we need to manage those risks also. So these are the enterprise challenge we need to take place, either creating any policies or any if we are taking any decision as a governance body, right? Understood, guys? Any issue in that? Any question? All right. Right. So now, as I mentioned that we have these challenges. So to overcome these challenges, the ServiceNow is introduced, right? How ServiceNow is helping us to overcome these challenges? We have hierarchical structure. We can create hierarchical structure. We can set the roles and responsibility in the system itself. Who would be the responsible for what, right? Right, we can create some workflows. We can in the system itself we can create roles and responsibilities. We can create users, groups, and we can set a proper mechanism. Through that mechanism, whole organization works. So it helps us to create an effective management of a process, right, of any process. That's why ServiceNow introduced. There is a great governance model we can ingest into the ServiceNow, right? Through this compliance module or policy module or risk management module, and there are some other normal modules like asset management or user management or different issue management or different other processes also. We can manage a complete life cycle of the process in the system itself. We have a set SOPs to manage a process, right? Third is process structure. We have a set process structure. We can create a set process structure in the ServiceNow, which help us in managing governance, risk, and compliance. We can create a risk management methodology, to how to calculate a risk, how to calculate a risk score based on the impact and likelihood. I'll tell you later on how we can calculate the risk, what is the process of the risk. We can calculate in the system also. I'll let you know. But ServiceNow help us in that, right? We can create different reports, different graphs, different charts in the ServiceNow, which help us in the standardized reporting, right? To overcome these challenges. And last is common control framework. As I mentioned, control framework is there. So if we have some risk or some policies or some authority documents, we can apply some controls over there, right? And we can test the controls for that. The controls are effective or not in the system itself. Right? So ServiceNow help us in that. Okay, guys. So these are the benefit of the ServiceNow. So here you can see what we can do with the ServiceNow GRC. We can manage the complete life cycle of the policy. We can comply with the regulations. We can visualize and communicate risk. We can investigate and resolve cyber incidents, right? We can centralize business continuity, disaster recovery planning processes. We can enable risk-based business line internal audits or management processes. These are the benefits. If somebody asks you in the interviews or in the daily mock-up calls, so they can ask you what are the benefits of the ServiceNow IRM if you are using. So you can tell them we can manage the complete life cycle of the process, we can comply with the regulations, we can visualize the risk or incidents or audits through reports and dashboards, we can investigate further into the incidents. If some incidents get generated, what are the different incidents for that, what are the types of incident, who is the responsible person for the incident. We can do everything. We can centralize. As one of the important part of the ServiceNow is that we can centralize everything. We can centralize risk, we can centralize policies, we can centralize controls, right? And last is we can enable the different processes. We can enable the risk management process, we can enable the audit management process, we can do the internal audits, right, through this ServiceNow. And these are the different modules in the GRC solutions. Risk management, we have authority sources. Vulnerabilities management, which comes in the SecOps. We sometimes we take it in this GRC also. Compliance management, asset management, issue, audit management, policy management, and one new thing is ESG, environmental, social, and governance. All these are the GRC solutions, right? And these are the once we implemented the ServiceNow in the system, right? How it helps? It helps implementing the different processes in the timely manner. It improves the performance of the different processes. It improves the quality. If we have set processes, set guidelines, so it improves automatically the quality of the system. It improves the agility, right? We can easily adapt the new things. We can easily uh, adapt the new changes in the system, right? And if you are working through the ServiceNow, everything is centralized, everything is uh, you know uh, set. So it can give us the return on the investment. Whatever we have put it into the investment of the ServiceNow, it will give us the return, right? Because it helps us to achieve the goals and objectives of the organization, right? And through it we can effectively build our strategies, our regulation standards, and everything, right? So these are the benefits of the ServiceNow. Right? Now let me go into the ServiceNow system and show you what exactly we have. We can start from the so here yesterday I explained you little about the policies. So before that, the important thing, in the compliance posture, what we have the authority document. Maybe I have logged into the different PDI. Here I'm not seeing the IRM module installed. 1 minute. Eight three two four. Let me try with this. It would take. Let me check. Give me a second, guys. I have multiple login IDs. So meanwhile, it is waking up. Let me show you something. This is the ebook. 1 minute. You can see I have this ebook which I'll share with you guys. So you can follow that, and after learning this ebook, you can go for the certification.
I think Ria was asking me this question today. Ria, you're there?
Yes, Sunil. I had
Yeah.
this doubt.
So,
Like,
so this is the one will be your reference for preparing for your certification after the course.
so do we have
And
to directly give the certification after
Ankur, we
completing the
had this, yeah, we had this doubt, Ankur, for my consultants. After this training, is there a duration or when can they take certification? They were having these doubts actually.
ServiceNow certification, first you need to prepare for the ServiceNow CSA, Certified System Admin. They have a set path. They have a set path. First, you need to crack ServiceNow CSA, Certified System Administrator. Then you can appear for this certification.
Okay. So Rahul, when he's taken for our company, did he mention like what certification we'll take, or every certification has to go through this path only?
Yeah, CSA is important. ServiceNow CSA is important for everyone to crack it.
Because all my consultants are freshers actually.
Yeah, so they can, CSA for CSA, they can go for it. If they need ebook of this, ServiceNow CSA, I'll share the ebook as well.
Yeah, that will be useful.
Hmm. And you know, CSA, you will get lots of references over the YouTubes also for CSA. It's a common one,
Okay.
right? And you must have, because this ServiceNow certifications are a bit costly. So either your organization must have, if your organization is partner, so you must have some credits, right? Based on the credits, people can appear for the certification. If they are going directly, then it would charge, you know, very much.
Oh, okay. So in this course which Rahul booked with you, what is
Hmm.
included in certification? You can let us know later then.
In this course, we have only means this training is only about the trainings. I will give you the training completion certificate. Certification for certification, you need to appear with the ServiceNow. You can register there. Your organization must have some credits. You can use that. But after using the credits and all, you can appear for the certification.
That's not included part of this training.
No.
Certification is not there. Okay.
Certification is not there. No, certification
Okay.
is bit costly. So
Mhm.
probably either you should have partnership with the ServiceNow or you can buy the credits.
I'll check with Rahul if it can be given as a part of all of us and like a group discount if all of us can do you want to appear, whether we can appear through your guidance later. I'll just check internally,
Yeah,
and if there is
yeah,
requirement, I'll let you know.
right. Sure. I was showing you the learning path here. So the website is now learning.now.learning.com.